SpongeBob was here to practice driving again, but Mrs. Puff had turned into a potato. On her way to work that morning, Mrs. Puff came across a submarine. An idea struck her instantly. She put on her gear and swam straight to the submarine's window. Sure enough, there were piles of potatoes inside, so she snatched one. She brought the potato back to her car and tinkered with it. She installed a walkie-talkie, stuck on some of her own hair, and right then, SpongeBob walked in. Looking at the potato, he didn't notice anything unusual at all. Mrs. Puff guided him remotely through the walkie-talkie. SpongeBob started the boat and set off. To her surprise, SpongeBob drove unusually smooth this time, but Mrs. Puff barely paid attention. She just told him to keep driving in circles, while she kicked back and turned on the TV. Meanwhile, Mrs. Puff got too into her show. She complained that she'd finished the popcorn too fast, but SpongeBob misheard it as turn left. He had doubted himself at first, but hearing what he thought was constant encouragement, he spun the wheel with confidence and swerved right into traffic. He even hit a fish riding a motorcycle. Then he barreled straight into the prison and somehow drove off with all the inmates. Their radio channel suddenly switched to a police broadcast about a traffic accident. They needed to investigate, but SpongeBob thought this was part of his driving test, so he slapped on a siren and chased after them. Mrs. Puff's old gang members spotted their boss on the move and immediately followed behind. All the while, Mrs. Puff kept praising SpongeBob, just as he was about to slam into a gunpowder factory. At the last second, SpongeBob made a sharp turn, but the gangsters chasing him weren't so lucky. By now, SpongeBob had already made the news. Mrs. Puff froze as she watched the broadcast. Looking outside her window, all of Bikini Bottom was already in flames and explosions. Only then did she realize how serious it had become. She quickly threw on a wig, disguised herself as the gang boss, and fired herself out of a cannon toward the scene. But it was already too late. The car was wrecked beyond repair, and the potato had been smashed into mashed potatoes. Even the gasoline worked as gravy. Thinking Mrs. Puff had been turned into mashed potatoes, SpongeBob burst into tears. Mrs. Puff had no choice. She put her wig back on and confessed the truth to him. Just then, the gang members caught up, but instead of attacking, they recognized Mrs. Puff, worshipped her, and even asked for her autograph. Soon after, the police surrounded them.
I know the drill.
Turns out, Mrs. Puff was already used to this kind of situation.
So, what are you in for? Oh.